second places.
Looks like we're going to just see the last of our competitors coming across the line in the under-17 female board race quarter-final, but we're going back to the surf boats now, and it looks like we're going to watch the under-19 female surf boat final. We just saw the under-19 boys before. Looks like we've got a full field of 6 crews going to row in this final. We can see 2 Noosa Head boats, so great to see Noosa Head's representative with 2 crews in the final. We've got Alexandra Headland, we've got Mooloolaba. Looks like it could be a Sunshine Coast dominated final, this one, Christy, which I'm sure you'll be pleased to see, being a Sunshine Coast girl and a proud Alexandra Headland member. No secret who you'll be cheering for in this race. Got a Hutchie's boat there, so I'm going to suggest that's a Currumbin Beach Vikings boat, so very weird not to see a final with a Currumbin boat in, so we knew there had to be one there somewhere. They've got so many surf boat crews, but going to be interesting to see how we go here and who ends up winning it. Obviously with 2 surf boats from Noosa Heads, they must have a very strong under-19 surf boat rowing fraternity up there on the northern end of the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the start list now of the under-19 female surf boat final, and as you mentioned, 2 crews from Noosa, but we also do have 2 crews from Currumbin. So we've got Noosa Heads, Dicky Beach, Alexandra Headlands, Mooloolaba, Currumbin, another team from Noosa Heads, the second Currumbin team, and also a team from Metropolitan Caloundra. So yeah, a full field of 8 boats for the under-19 women's surf boat final.
So it's pretty much Currumbin versus the Sunshine Coast, isn't it? So this will be interesting to see who can come away with bragging rights. Obviously the under-19 girls, they certainly know how to row a boat well, but probably not going to have the strength of the under-19 boys. But I'm sure we're going to see a close race, and I'm sure we're going to see these girls handle these surf boats super well and with plenty of skill.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, they'll be following the instructions of their sweeps, who have that difficult task of keeping these boats straight as they head out to sea and then also back into sea with those waves. So huge responsibility on the sweeps of these boats. And as you mentioned, the under-19 women may have not been rowing these boats for many, many years, but a lot of our sweeps will have years, if not sometimes decades of experience under their belts. So certainly in safe hands, our under-19 women's. We can see the starter's got the flag in the air, which I believe means we are ready for a start when the starter sees it's a nice clear opportunity to fire the gun. Yeah,
that's right. Looks like we're in the starter's hand, so we expect to see a start any time now. But you're right, when it comes to surf boat crews, the sweeps, which are the people at the back of the boat that steer the boat and pretty much yell the commands at the crew, they're super imperative when it comes to keeping the boat straight, doing the right thing, knowing when to trail oars or ease oars and back off and accelerate and attack or catch a wave, no matter whether they're going in or coming back out. So plenty of experience. Most of these sweeps will be sweeping multiple crews from the same club. So yeah, they really are the cornerstone, and 9.5 times out of 10 they're the coach as well.
Yes, and the starter has got our crews away to a fairly even start. We see, obviously, this boat race was a standing jump start, but that tower that you could see out in the northern side of the shot earlier is actually the finish line. So it's a water finish, but a dry land start. So the crews at the southern end look like they're doing it the best at the moment, but also probably have more of the swell to contend with. We've seen that southern end often get out to an early start, but sometimes cop a wave or two as we head out towards that back bank. So
yeah, it's funny, isn't it? You might get the better run going out when you're at one particular alley, but if you're not getting waves going out, that means you may not have the waves coming home either. So we'll have to wait and see what the ocean throws up for the trip home. But it did appear that our 3 crews at the southern end of the beach did get the better of the start, but I think we're in for a fairly even race here from what we can see. We've definitely got 3 crews relatively close together on the southern end of the beach. One of the crews down the far north has dropped away, so I'm going to suggest they probably wore a wave on the chin as they were going out, so they have slipped back, but definitely got a race in 4 or 5 at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick up the colour of the caps or potentially read the signs of the boats. We can see as we get a closer shot there of the Noosa Heads crew, obviously wearing their Gath helmets, which is slightly different to the competition caps that we're used to calling. So great that they've got that maroon stripe down the middle of their helmets, which makes it a little bit easier to call. And don't they look fantastic? So in unison, so in time, long, strong strokes as they head towards their turning marker.
You did well to spit that out, Christy. Long, strong strokes.
Thank
That's
you.
exactly what they're doing. So looking good, the crew for Noosa. I know we had 2 Noosa Heads crews in the centre of the field there. So definitely one of the Noosa crews is up in a very, very good position. One of them is about to hit the... Oh, no, they're going through the gate cans now. Got confused thinking they were getting ready for a buoy turn, but that's the gate cans that we spoke about earlier on. So they've got to make sure they go between those gate cans on the way out and the way back in. But they'll now be settling into their rhythm, coming up to a buoy turn, and let's see how the girls do it compared to the boys before.
Yeah, we can see 3 of the crews there angling in for the turn. The crew in the middle hit that turn on a little bit more of an angle, but still fairly even as they negotiate that turn, and a race in 3 at the moment, with 4th and 5th really not far behind. And I think that might have been the crew from Alexandra Headlands who got an early wave on the nose of their crew, just turning there in 6th position. And I think that was Steve Davies, their sweep, who was giving them plenty of instruction as they headed out. He's probably saying it's not over till it's over, so absolutely do not give in. And we know that with boat races, it's certainly not over until it's over.
No, you're right. And we've definitely got a race in 3 at the moment. Both the Noosa Heads crews are there, and so is the Currumbin crew at the far southern end of the beach. They've just caught a very, very nice wave. Let's see if they can hold it straight. But this is where the sweep's going to have to earn his money. He's going to have to try and hold that boat close together. Looks like a Dicky Beach crew on a nice wave as well. So now it looks like we may be back to just the 2 crews. So maybe those Noosa crews missed that wave then. There could be Dicky Beach and Currumbin fighting this one out.
Yeah, I think we've got that wider angle shot there. We can see Dicky Beach on the bottom of the screen, and potentially, as you said, a crew from Currumbin Beach at the top of the screen, or Noosa. Noosa it might be at the top of the screen there. Sweep just doing everything he can to hang on to that straight line into the beach, instructing his rowers just to wait, just to wait. They're getting close to that finish line. Oh, now they'll row as hard as they can. It's an absolute race into. From this angle, it looks like it might be the crew from Noosa, but
it's so hard to tell.
Close from here. We've
got the funny camera angle. So Currumbin's pretty happy. They're clapping. So I think they think that they might have got it at the southern end, but certainly a very, very close finish there between Currumbin and Noosa Heads. As we see our 3rd and 4th and 5th crews come across the line now.
Yeah, what a difference that wave can make. They were all together at the can, and then they have won by hundreds of metres too. We can have a look now at our Currumbin crew, maybe coming in for that 3rd place. Alexandra Headlands catching up. Oh, also vying for that minor medal. They'll just wait for that final sprint home, but I think perhaps Currumbin might have got there, so that might be the 4th and 5th position on screen at the moment, but we'll wait for the official results on our live heats.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest we'll wait for the definitely wait for the judge's decision on that one, Christy. From where we're sitting, it was a very tricky camera angle, but it was definitely Currumbin and definitely one of the Noosa Heads crews. So we know that both clubs had multiple crews, we believe, in that final. So one of the Currumbin crews and one of the Noosa crews definitely fighting it out for gold and silver.
Yeah, and you can see there a lot of the other surf boats